I have watched over 60 animes. Do I know ball or is my anime taste trash? Let me know. For my first anime, these were like on Toonami and all that. But I watched Dragon Ball Z, Satch Bell, Digimon, Bakugan, and Naruto. I kind of want to toss in Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. Those were the things I was watching growing up. You know, people saw you as a nerd. It was kind of funny, but now it's cool. But whatever. The only anime I rewatched growing up was Naruto around 2016 for the original and 2017 for Shippuden. Fun fact, I finished all of Shippuden in one summer, but to be fair, I skipped some of those shitty fillers. The next category is favorite male characters. This one's a tough one to flush out, but I'll quick trigger 5 honorable mentions. I got Death the Kid from Soul Eater, Ace from One Piece, Jiraiya from Naruto, Killer Bee from Naruto Shippuden, and Gyro Sapelli from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Steel Ball Run. In fifth, I got Kakashi Hatake, the copy ninja, the masked assassin. He held down Team 7, became the 6th Hokage. He had the best fight in Naruto, which was versus Obito, and his Ambu fit. Enough said. In fourth, I have Garu from One Punch Man. I think the anime doesn't do him justice, but I loved him ever since his first appearance in the manga. Something about his design, him being an anti-hero turned demon. I like this character. In third, I have Bruno from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 5. Mr. Sticky Finger. One of my favorite JoJo parts. One of my favorite phrases ever said in anime. In second, I have Roy Mustang from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. I don't have to say anything much about him, man. He's probably the best fire-powered anime character ever. And then first, I have Zoro from One Piece. He holds 3 swords, one in his mouth, paws, but he's one of the strongest characters and one of the best animes ever. The next category I got is best female characters. My honorable mentions for these is Boa Hancock, One Piece, My Valentine. If you know, you know. Yu-Gi-Oh! Both baddies, but they don't make the cut. I also want to shout out Shizuku from Hunter x Hunter. She my type, bro. She my type. She got that suck. In fifth, I have Hinata. Kind of want to toss in Tsunade and Tamari in there, but I think overall Hinata is the best female character in Naruto. She was always loyal, and she was funny when she would simp over Naruto. But in Shippuden, she became the baddest bitch. Those eyes, unforgettable. In fourth, I have Faye Valentine from Cowboy Bebop. She the waifu. Character design, gold. In third, I have Jolene Cujo, main character in part 6 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I think she has some of the best character development from the beginning to the end of the arc, and her fashion or design is one of my favorites. In second, I have Mikasa from Attack on Titan. 3 words, please marry me. She's the main reason I watch Attack on Titan and caught up, watched it weekly, read it weekly. And I think she's the most badass woman ever. And first, I have Asuna from Sword Art Online. I never liked Sword Art Online, but she kept me watching for the first arc or so. She definitely like the best waifu ever, I think. But, I just wish the anime was way better. Quick firing my top duos. I got Edward and Alphonse Elric, goated anime. Naruto and Sasuke, Kakashi, my guy, Gon and Killua. And last but not least, Ash and Pikachu. They ride or dies. My favorite characters was a tough one, honestly, because I usually like side characters or villains. So here we go. For fifth, we got Vasher Stampede. The dub was low-key goated. He was funny, and him in all red, glasses, the guns. He was sick. He always stood out to me. In fourth, we have Luffy from One Piece. His rubber powers and having different gears was dope. Him being a pirate. Him always wanting to throw hands and eat all the time. Falling asleep. Just a relatable character. And that straw hat is always going to be iconic. And third, I have Jotaro Kujo. Probably the best JoJo in terms of strength and aura. His stand is broken and easily the best main character in JoJo's. And he was in 3 arcs in JoJo's, and all of his designs were dope. He got the drip, you know what I'm saying? And second, I got Lelouch from Code Geass. He was like the smartest. He was one of the smartest main characters in any anime. Maybe like rivaling like Light Yagami, right? From Death Note. He had to be here. One of my favorite animes. So, and first, I have Yusuke Urameshi from Yu Yu Hakusho. He's very relatable to me, like a very cocky kid growing up. And he would do anything for his friends, He was also kind of a dick to his friends. He would call Genkai an oldie or a grandma, And I feel like he's the original like shonen MC type. He kind of like started it off for all of anime. And a lot of new modern animes kind of, steal from his character, steal from Yu Yu Hakusho in general. So it's good to see the foundation of a good main character. And side note, he has the best fashion. He wore drippy clothes, bro. Like, I'm trying to be like him for real. My favorite villains were hard because I love the bad guys. I feel like mangakas write them with more depth, more, like feelings, more sadness, better stories, better purpose. Like, why are they bad? Like, they give them a good reason most of the time. So some honorable mentions: Doflamingo, One Piece. Love his character design. And his backstory, crazy. One of the strongest characters, I think. And from Yu-Gi-Oh, I like Kaiba, Maximilian Pegasus. And in fifth, we have Madara. Yeah, this is kind of low, for a villain, but I think, what the only way to describe this man is he's the GOAT, man. He is the GOAT. But I wish he was utilized more in the anime, but obviously only shows up to the end for, a couple episodes, or I forgot how many, that was a long time ago, but he was pretty much dead for most of the anime. And spoiler alert, he gets resurrected for a little bit, but like he really didn't do much of an impact in my opinion. But legend, GOAT. In fourth, we got Pain. I kind of want to include the Akatsuki. This arc's one of my favorite arcs of all time. Like, every single member, memorable, iconic. Everyone wears the robes to this day. It gives that nostalgia feeling. Pain versus Naruto, it's probably one of the most goated fights, most iconic fights. And then they also have the other Akatsuki fights, legends. Personally, my favorite is Kasame with, a shark, cool ass sword, but like, fuck it, why not? And third, we have Dio from JoJo's. He is the biggest hater. He haunted the JoJo bloodline for multiple generations, multiple arcs. If you know anyone who rivals him in being a hater, let me know, bro. His stand is one of the best in the series. And the sound he makes is El Rodo, crazy, bro. Definitely makes him a top 3 villain of all time. And second, we have Miriam from Hunter x Hunter. He was a complex villain who went from a ruthless king to a deeply introspective character by the end of the arc. He had parallels with Gon, who lost his humanity. Miriam went from the strongest character to someone who had emotion and became, in a sense, human. So the writing in that arc is unbelievable. He was the main villain. He was strong, scary, cool design, good fight. Nothing could beat that. And first, we have Toguro from Yu Yu Hakusho. I just finished the Dark Tournament arc, and boy, is he the star of the show. Him walking through the flames in the finals, crazy. One of my favorite moments. Him getting bigger and stronger based on the percentages he says out loud. The voice acting, I watched the dub, but the voice acting and writing for him was perfect. One of the most well-rounded and written villains of all time. It's like me saying Yusuke was a epitome of being the main character. He's the foundation of all of anime. Same with Toguro. He's the foundation of being a villain, bro. He's like the one that started it all. A lot of influence, bro. Good. For underrated anime, I would list Gurren Lagann, Devil May Cry Baby, Prison School, and Mob Psycho. I think Gurren Lagann is one of the best mech animes ever, and it's just dope, man. Like, good animation. Devil May Cry Baby is an easy binge. I would recommend it to anyone. It's kind of dark though. Prison School is one of the most funniest and one of the most dirtiest animes. I would recommend it to anyone who wants a good laugh. Mob Psycho is a better One Punch, better animation, better characters. It's about a psychic who's really strong, and he's a nerd and shy. Recommend. One more underrated anime, but I might get canceled for this or judged, but Beastars. Like, yeah, it's a furry, yeah, but it's like, one scene, but the writing overall is really good. If you're willing to take it, I wouldn't recommend it to just anyone, but if you're willing to give it a chance, yeah, there's some, like, weird shit, but overall the story is really peak. My favorite anime should be easy to understand or easy to figure out from now, because there's a bunch of repeats on previous categories. I'm gonna start with the honorable mention. I'm gonna go Attack on Titan. I think it's damn near perfect. It shows the two sides of war and why both sides are wrong in war. But in the end, that's why we rocking with Aaron and them, because that's who we've been watching since day one. That's all, what I'm saying. We always rock with them. In fifth, I put Hunter x Hunter. I think this is a more polished Yu Yu Hakusho, more polished Togashi. He created a world that is really dope. And if he wasn't sick and, always on hiatus, I think this would be one of the best. I think it would be better than One Piece personally. The characters are dope. The world he built was dope. The writing and character designs are dope. I believe York New and the Chimera Ant arc are some of the best arcs of all time. The villains in these arcs are dope and, unforgettable. They got the spiders, they got Miriam, and the ants, bro. I truly believe this could have been one of the goats of anime if Togashi wasn't sick. Same with Yu Yu. Like, I think could have been goaded if he wasn't sick, bro. And fourth, I put Naruto. If it had no fillers, this would be easily number one or two. But Shippuden had 40% damn near fillers, bro. I think this anime is the most iconic, most memorable characters. Everyone still knows Naruto till this day. It's one of the big three, right? It had iconic powers, iconic fights, iconic villains. It has it all, including fillers, right? And third, I put Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. This, in my opinion, is a better Attack on Titan. It shows the sides of war, and it talks about politics. The core principle of equivalent exchange symbolizes real life. This anime is just jam packed with good writing and relatable topics to this day. Easily one of the best. So check that one out. And second, I have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. It has the best power system, in my opinion. Super gay buff dudes. And each arc is its own story while somewhat, remaining relatable to each other. Each arc had their own main character, different villain, different story, bro. The writing was actually bizarre, says in the title. After stands were introduced, I was hooked, bro. Stardust Crusaders was a little repetitive, but it was a good foundation, and honestly, still really good. But Josuke's arc, Giorno's arc, Jolene's arc, and Johnny, Joestar's, and Gyro's arc in Steel Ball Run, goated, bro. I personally think Diamond is Unbreakable as a 10 out of 10. Golden Wind is a 9.5 out of 10. Stone Ocean is a 9 out of 10. And Steel Ball Run coming out soon, a 10 out of 10. Who has made 4 top tier arcs, golded arcs in a row ever? Damn near no one. So go watch this, bro. And first, I have Code Geass. It's very rare for an anime to have a golded ending, but this anime had 2 golded endings, back to back. Overall, this anime is about cool mechs, a smart MC with a cool power, takes control of people, and it includes a lot of politics and rebellion. Why the fuck are war animes good? It's the writing, bro. If I had one anime to recommend, this would be it. Okay, on to the more controversial topics. Least favorite characters. Number 1, Gabby Braun from Attack on Titan. She basically has the same story as Eren, but she kind of annoying. We rocking with Paradiso. Eren would cry the whole time, but at least he leveled up to be one of the biggest weapons ever. He's low-key a terrorist, but we rocking with him. Gabby was about to be the same, but, fuck that bitch. Shigekio Yongu is a little fat fuck from JoJo's. Part 4, Josuke's arc. I don't even want to talk about this guy, honestly, bro. Sakura from Naruto. She was a little simp for Sasuke, like, he's a cool guy, but, like, find a nice guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you gotta go after shitty person, bro? And she was low-key a bitch to Naruto a lot, so, like, don't disrespect my goat, yo. The next one is Orochimaru from Naruto. I kind of like, he's powerful and all that, but he's low-key pedophile, low-key rapey vibes, bro. Like, come on now. Like, that tongue, crazy work. I hate how he's basically a terrorist in the first Naruto, and then basically in Boruto, bruh, he becomes friends with everyone. That's actually crazy work. Like, we're not friends with Bin Laden. Come on now, bro. The last one is Hisoka. I actually liked Hisoka the first time I watched, but I watched Hunter x Hunter over 5 times now, and he gets, creepier and kind of rapey, over multiple watches, but I always saw it as, like, him liking Gon's potential. That would make him moan, but, like, I don't know, if a dude did that to me on the streets because I look good or, like, look strong, like, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, I saw it as, like, comedic relief, but, and it still kind of is funny, but, like, bro, like, that fool was a kid. But anyways, overrated anime. This category is easy as fuck because a lot of anime has bad writing. First one is Sword Art Online. Pacing was really bad. And after the first arc with Asuna, and I think it's like the first 6 to 12 episodes. After that, I don't even know what happened, bro. Like, I stopped watching. Tokyo Revengers, like, I don't know, sorry, bro. Like, the fool kept crying, and that shit put me to sleep. Like, let me know if that one's good. I might rewatch it, let me know. This one might cause some controversy, but My Hero Academia, like, yeah, I get, like, it kind of made anime more mainstream, like, that and Attack on Titan, but overall, like, I think it's just training arc then fight. Like, come on, change the formula a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like My Hero, but I think it's a little overrated. This one might be controversial. I'm not sure, but Baki, like, it looks cool, like buff dudes like fighting. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying? But like CGI kind of bothered me, and I don't know. It just never hooked me. Like it looked cool, but it just never hooked me to fully watch it. This one might be a little controversial, but Seven Deadly Sins. I like the first couple of seasons. I forgot where it got bad, but I just remember that shit got so boring, bro. And then my hottest take, One Piece is a little overrated, bro. One Piece is the greatest adventure anime, in my opinion, but the pacing does get a little bad, bro. Like, especially like post Marineford, which is my favorite arc, by the way. But after that time skip, bro, like arcs become like over 100 episodes, and the reactions in a fight be like showing random people in the city, like 30 different clips, bro. Like, that's pacing issues, bro. Like, pacing issues, like in a 1,000 episode anime is kind of crazy to me. You know what I mean? It feels like 1,000 episodes, but they paced it well. Hats, kudos to you. But to be honest, like that shit was a drag, yo. Like, I'm sure, like the story's good. I'm on episode like 1,000, but shit is a hard watch. Like later on, Dressrosa, Wano, come on, bro. In other animes, like 40 episodes, is long, but that's like short in One Piece, bro. Like on average, I want to say it's over 50 to like over 100. Like that's like more than like double on regular animes. Animes are like 12 to 24 episodes, bro. And the thing that kind of bugs me about One Piece is the fans. Like if you have One Piece as your go anime, I wouldn't argue with you at all. Like I would be like, yeah, sure. Like I someone agree. Like I think it's that good, but definitely the anime like kind of ruined it. Like the manga's way better, I think. But for some reason on YouTube and TikTok, like if you have any other anime in your top 10 and no One Piece in there, or if you don't have One Piece in your top 3 or even top 1, bro, they'd be like, "Damn, that's crazy." Like, or they'd be like bashing your shit, bro, your taste, bro. If you think about it, ranking videos is an opinion. But to One Piece fans, they think they're right. That's crazy. Like they're dropping a new One Piece like remake and it's cutting a lot of shit. And why would any anime need to do that unless they know their pacing's ass, bro? And they even have a website called One Pace. No other anime has that. That goes to show there's a big problem. The anime is still goated, but you guys have a big pacing issue. It's not no minor issue, it's a big issue. If you guys have the time, if you guys are unemployed and you got the time to watch it, good for you, but most people don't. So don't bash people's opinions for that. You know what I'm saying? I still respect One Piece though. Top 10 anime all time for me. In my opinion, One Piece a 9 to a 9.5, which is really good. So don't say I hate One Piece. I just can't stand bad pacing. No anime should have arcs over 100 episodes. No anime should have a pacing website. No anime should have a remake where they cut out a lot of shit. No anime should take 2 minutes to recap and 2 minutes for the intro, so 5 minutes are gone. Well, that's my controversial take. I hope you still like me. Thanks for watching the video. Leave a comment if you disagree with any of my takes. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe.